Hello there, wonderful humans. In this video, we're going to be walking through the distill and express part of the C.O.D.E process. C.O.D.E stands for Capture, Organize, Distill, Express, and we're going to be looking at how to use Notion AI and AI in general to be able to distill information into reusable parts that you can recycle into the common deliverables you use that you express in your weekly workflows. So we're going to start right there. What do you express on a weekly basis? So I'm going to go over to my notes, and I've created this new note, and I suggest you do the same, where you brain dump all your common deliverables. So for me, I create presentations, blog posts, PRDs, which are product requirement docs for my company pt.2, and I also create SaaS documentation so people know how to use the app. These are common things I have to make on a weekly basis, and it would be really helpful if I could speed it up and express them easier using AI. So write those down and make sure that you have a list of them so it gets you thinking about what your second brain is driving towards. Your second brain's whole capture, organize, distill, and express process is in service of those common deliverables. So back in my projects, here's some of those common deliverables, and this is mostly example data just so I can share with you how your project section should be looking like. So let's imagine that you are working on a project, you would put it into your project section, and then we want to kind of distill this using Notion AI. So let's go to a project that I've just been actually working on. So let's go to this, which is the Make Your First $1 Challenge. It's a challenge for people to make their first dollar online, and it's really, really long. And I just want to be able to distill something from this and make it more concise. So I'm actually going to hit Command-Shift-J and open up Notion AI, and I'll say, create a bullet point checklist for this whole process. And it's going to look at this page and actually just build a checklist so I can distill that information and make sure that it's super easy for people to follow. So here we go, here's a checklist. Great. So it's saying, opening up the opportunity, setting you up to be ready to be paid, figuring out what to sell. It's telling you what you've got to choose from what to sell in a bullet point list. Great. And then the next step is to get early feedback. Chapter 5 is find your people and make your first sale. And then the final steps are to take a screenshot of your sale to document that journey. I can take that and do whatever I want with it. And if I click here and then say, I want to express a blog post, which is a common deliverable of mine, I can say, write a blog post. So this is using this format of telling it what deliverable I want to produce that shares the whole process of how to make your first dollar online. And I want it to link to the actual free tutorial for this at the bottom of that. So I'm going to say include a CTA in the blog post. So a CTA is a call to action that links to the Notion guide for the complete tutorial. And then this is going to now express this information that I've distilled into something which is going to drive business value for me. And I hope you can start to see how you'll do this for different things that you're working on. I'm going to show you one more example. This has created that blog post. Great. I can grab that and rework it and edit it. And as I always suggest is that these are always first drafts. AI will never produce like the perfect blog post. Make sure you go through and edit it. So make sure when you're going to your projects, you're looking at things that are super long. Here's that project I was looking at last video, which is the house renovation. All of it is super long and confusing. I could hit Command-J and say, distill this at house renovations page into a simple cost breakdown. And what this is going to look at is all of the information in there and tell me how much it's going to cost to do house renovations, which is really important information that I need to find. And then again, if my deliverables are something like presentations, then I could say, hey, draft a presentation that allows me to talk about house renovations. So here you can see it going through and distilling all that information. It's finding all that key information as well as linking to where it's finding it with the citations there. And that's super powerful for being able to distill and express using Notion AI. In ChatGPT, I can do something similar. I can grab the text that's in that document and grab all of that and say, hey, distill this information for me. I'm going to paste that in there. And at the top of this, go distill this into a short, concise summary. And I can still have the same effect. Just notice that when you're using ChatGPT, it doesn't have access to your whole Notion base. And so it's going to give you a generic response instead of something that's really fine-tuned to your Notion database. Similarly, once I've got that overall summary, I can say then create a presentation that allows me to present the key ideas in this text. It's going to create a presentation outline for me, slide 1, slide 2, slide 3, and you can see how AI is starting to speed up the express part of the whole code process. Hope that's helpful. In the next video, we're going to be looking at how to create AI assistants that allow you to optimize and automate key processes that you have to do repeatedly. So instead of just distilling and expressing, it will do an end-to-end process for something that normally takes you hours or days. And then you can condense this into a custom AI assistant that you can embed in your workspace and start to work with it as you do your core workflows. I'll see you in the next video.